All right, thanks guys. Happy Sunday to you. Hope you're having a great weekend. We got a short little slate of NBA games to cover, so let's go ahead and get into it, beginning with Pelicans at the Detroit Pistons, 3:30 Eastern tip-off in Detroit. The Pelicans open the betting as the 1.5-point favorite, and the total at 228. Since those markets opened this one up, no real movement on the spread. We're still seeing New Orleans at that 1.5 number, but we are seeing significant movement downward on the total. That total has dipped down to 225.5. So once again, New Orleans opened and remains minus 1.5. Total open 228 down to 225 and a hook. Now 68% of the consensus is leaning toward Detroit. 59% of the consensus is still shaded toward the under. Detroit is plus 108 for some money line cash. New Orleans is minus 118 on the money line themselves. Now, this New Orleans offense has really been putting up some points this season. They're averaging 118 points per contest on the year. They're also shooting 48% from the field. They successfully covered the number in 2 out of their last 4. They're also 5-1 ATS in their last 6 games in Detroit. So if you're into historical trends, that trend there certainly favors the Pels. Now, Detroit on the other side, going through a little bit of a rough patch here when it comes to the number. They're 0-3 against the spread in their last 3. They're also just 6-8 ATS in their games on their home court. Detroit's allowing 110 points per contest on the season. Their opponents are shooting 47% from the field. Now, scoring-wise, Detroit is 4-1 to the under in their last 5. New Orleans 4-2 to the under in their last 6 themselves. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward the road favorite in this one. Give me New Orleans minus 1 after buying the 0.5 point and the under 225.5 in this one. With all that said and done, I just want to take a quick time out and just welcome you to the show. I got some lines and personal leans out for Sunday's NBA modified slate of basketball action. But before we get into some more of that, I just want to quickly remind you to check me out at patreon.com/BrockPage. And with a documented win percentage of 60% for the entire year of 2017, you're certainly costing yourself some valuable information each and every day you're not subscribed. You can also locate my current record on that website as well. That is a part of the free content. There's plenty of free content there as well. So once again, please feel free to just hit me up on patreon.com/BrockPage. It'll only take you a couple seconds. Link is in the description section below. And if you are a current patron of mine and you're currently watching me right now, I simply cannot thank you enough. You most certainly make it all worth it. And with all that said and done, let's go ahead and hop right back into some more lines and personal leans. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got Bucks, Raptors, 6 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Toronto. Now, the Raptors open the betting in this matchup here as the 5-point favorite, and the total at 229.5. And since those markets opened this one up, we're seeing money on Toronto. We're also seeing money on the over. Those lines have moved upward. Toronto's now minus 5.5. Total is now 230.5. So once again, the Raptors open minus 5 up to minus 5.5. Total open 229 and a hook up to 230.5. 59% are leaning Toronto. 52% shaded toward the under. Milwaukee's plus 200 for some money line cash. Toronto's minus 220 on the money line themselves. Now, this Milwaukee offense, very, very active this season. They're scoring 120 points per contest on the road. They're also shooting 49% from the field, away from home as well. Milwaukee is covering 75% of their ball games when catching the points. They're also 7-4 against the spread, taking on teams over 500. 7-4 ATS taking on winning ball clubs. Now, on the other side, completely different story. Toronto's just 6-8 against the spread on their home court. They're just 9-14 laying the points, just 9-14 as the official Vegas favorite. This Toronto defense is allowing 110 points per contest on their home court. They've also failed to cover in 4 out of their last 5 ball games. Now, scoring-wise, Toronto's 4-0 to the under in their last 4. Meanwhile, Milwaukee 4-1 to the under in their last 5 themselves. So very similar trends there when it comes to the scoring. But all said and done, I got to lean toward the road dogs in this one. I'm going to purchase the hook, buy it up, and take Milwaukee plus 6 and the under 230.5 in that one. All right, next game, Utah, San Antonio. 7 o'clock tip-off in San Antonio. The Jazz opened the betting as the favorite in this one. They opened up -3. Total also opened at 219. And since those markets opened this one up, we've seen steady and consistent money on Utah. We've also seen steady and consistent money on the under. Utah's now -4. The total is at 217.5. So once again, Utah opened -3 up to -4. Total opened 219 down to 217.5. 55% of the consensus is shaded toward Utah. 56% shaded toward the over. The Spurs are +160. The Jazz are -170. Now, when it comes to the trends, Utah is just covering 47% of their games as the favorite. They're also just 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 in San Antonio. The Spurs are allowing 109 points per contest on their home court. They're 7-5 against the number at home. They're also covering 80% of their ball games as the official home dog. So when they're catching the points at home, they're covering 80% of their ball games. Now, when it comes to the scoring, San Antonio's 8-4 to the over in their games at home, 2-0 to the over in their games at the current posted total. Meanwhile, on the Utah side of things, they're 16-10 to the over. Overall for the year, they're covering 83% to the over in their games at the current posted total. So with all that said and done, give me San Antonio +4 in the over 217.5 in that one. All right, next and final game for the show, it is going to be Hornets Knicks, 7:30 tip-off at Madison Square Garden. The Hornets open the betting as the 5-point favorite on the road, and the total at 225. Charlotte's taking money. We're also seeing movement downward on the total as well. Charlotte's now -6, with the total moving downward to 223.5. So once again, the Hornets open 5 up to 6. Total open 225 down to 223.5. 56% are leaning Charlotte, 61% shaded toward the under. New York's +220 for some money line cash. Charlotte's -240 on the money line themselves. Now, New York is 5-2 against the spread in their games at the current point spread. They're covering 71% of their ball games as the official home underdog. This New York offense is putting up 110 points per contest on their home court. They're also 5-1 against the spread in their last 5 at home, taking on Charlotte. And speaking of the Hornets, they failed to cover in 3 out of their last 4 ball games. They're just 3-8 straight up in their games on the road this season. The Charlotte defense is allowing 113 points per contest on the road. Their opponents are also shooting 47% from the field. Now, scoring-wise, Charlotte is 3-1 to the over in their last 4 ball games. New York is 5-0 to the over in their last 5 at home, taking on the Hornets. So with all that said and done, I'm going to take the home dog in this one. Give me New York +6. And the over 223.5 in that one. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me. But before I get out of here, I just want to quickly remind you once again to check me out at patreon.com/BrockPage. With a documented win percentage of 60% for the entire year of 2017, you're certainly costing yourself some valuable information each and every day you're not subscribed. Now, memberships begin at just $1.99 per month. There's also plenty of free content there as well. So once again, please feel free to just pause this video or finish the video. And as soon as you're done with that, open up your browser and type in patreon.com/BrockPage. It'll only take you a couple seconds. Link is in the description section below. And once again, if you're a current patron of mine and you're currently watching me right now, I simply cannot thank you enough. You most certainly make it all worth it. And most importantly, thank you for watching today's program. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free information. Just a quick recap. In the New Orleans-Detroit game, I like New Orleans -1 after buying the half a point and the under 225 in that one. In the Milwaukee-Toronto game, I like Milwaukee +6 after buying the half a point and the under 230 and a hook in that one. In the Utah-San Antonio game, I got San Antonio +4 catching points at home in the over 217.5 in that one. And then finally, to end it, we have the night game that is Charlotte at New York. Charlotte is the 6-point favorite in that one. Totals at 225. I'm actually taking New York +6 catching points on their home court and the over 223.5 in that matchup there. So with all that said and done, once again, I really hope you enjoyed all this great free information. And as always, like I said, all video long, don't forget to check me out at patreon.com/BrockPage.